take a walk on the woo-woo side with me. My name is Michelle Douglas and I'm an intuitive healer, coach and soul regression therapist. I help people to create health, wellness and prosperity in their lives through a process of clearing harmful or restrictive energies or beliefs. My ultimate goal is to empower you to create the life that you desire. For more information, visit findmysparkle.com.
Hello, it's Michelle here, coming to you from my little mobile office. So I've just dropped one of the kids off to school and thought I'd record this after something cool that happened this morning that I'm going to talk about. Some of you may hear what I'm about to say and think, what's so exciting about that? But anyway, you had to be there. So this morning I was at my desk. I started work a bit early and I just had this nudge or an urge to go to my draft email box in Gmail. Now, if you've ever read any of my blog posts or listened to any of my podcast episodes, you will know that I talk about these nudges a bit and the messages from the other side, which is what they are, and how they're there to help us and guide us in the right direction. So sometimes a nudge or an urge might be that you're driving home and instead of turning left, you get an urge to go straight ahead instead. For me, it was look at your draft emails, and I didn't really think much of it. I just felt like I needed to do it. So I went in there and I started going through them. And if you've ever used Gmail, you'll know that if you start writing an email and then don't send it and you shut the window or whatever, that email, or actually even after a few minutes, that email saves into your draft email box until you actually send it. So I went in through my draft email box and there were heaps of blank ones, and so I deleted those. There was some with some information in there that I had just typed up an email just to keep it for my own reference later on. Then I came across one that I remembered was the title of a YouTube video that I had watched of Joe Dispenza's a while back. If you've read my blog or listened to any of my podcast episodes, you know I like Joe, and his message is a really powerful one, or one of his main messages, which is if you want to have something, you've actually got to become the person who already has that thing. So you've got to become that person energetically in order to create that reality. And he talks about how those what's going on in your mind can actually affect your DNA, it affects your energy, it affects your vibration and all of the above, right? So anyway, so that was all cool. So I Googled the title that I'd saved. I hadn't put a link in there, I don't know why, but anyway, so I put the title into Google search and came up with the YouTube video, and as I was doing that, I had this warm and fuzzy feeling come over me. Now that When I ever feel that like that feeling, it's like a physical feeling, I know I'm in the right place. I know I'm doing what I've been guided to do. It's like it's my guide's way of saying, yay, you're on the right path. You're doing what you need to do today, sort of thing. So, and sometimes those things might be tiny, but for some reason they build up into something much bigger. So, and the more you listen to them, the more they will nudge you, I guess. And the more guidance you will get and the better the outcomes you'll have, right? So anyway, I found a video, and as I was watching it, that beautiful feeling was all over me, and it just reminded me that we tend to get stuck in where we're at, okay? So if you are in a job you don't like, or your boss isn't like an asshole, or you're single and you can't find a man, or you're dealing with money troubles or whatever it is, or health issues, normally we're just focused on that, right? It's like, oh God, I wish I could get out of this situation. So what Joe's message is no, you've actually got to get into the emotion of having that problem already resolved without actually focusing on the problems. So what he says is you've got to be getting yourself into a state where everything's great. And when you don't know what it would feel like to have everything great, it's a very difficult thing to do. So what he says is, well, all you need to do is get into the emotion of gratitude. So it doesn't necessarily have to be gratitude about that specific thing. If you can tap into the energy or the emotion of gratitude, you're already there. So you might have I don't know, a memory of when you're a kid, or someone might have said something nice to you, or you received a beautiful gift from someone. Something great happened to you, a really great event in your life that you felt grateful for. Like, tap into that emotion of gratitude and amplify it, and then attach it to the situation that you're referring to. So without actually going into the negative side of it. So you could pretend that you fast forward 3 months from that issue being resolved. How are you feeling then? How grateful are you that your life is so great now? Pretending it happened 3 months ago. Really tap into that feeling of gratitude. And what that actually does, it sends out that energy to the universe so that it creates more opportunities for things to feel grateful for to appear, including that thing that you want, right? And when you're less focused on what you don't want or how bad things are at the moment, you're not recreating those things, which is what's been happening for a lot of people. So yeah, if you're focused on the lack or what's missing in your life, that's basically what you're recreating every day. So his message is really strong and powerful in that it says, well, shift into this emotion of gratitude instead. And as soon as you let go of all the crap associated with what's missing, what you're going to find is that you can still be happy, you can still feel grateful without even having that thing. And it's when you've let go of the need to have that thing that it will finally appear, because by clinging so hard to it, you're actually repelling it because you're in a state of lack, and that is where the problem lies. So I reckon I could do a whole lot of work or teaching or whatever about this topic, because when you learn to detach from the outcome, I don't know, it's like a light switches and it appears. I remember when I was buying my second house with my second husband. So we're buying that house, and there was all this crap related to my first husband that was causing us some grief in the home loan process. And in the end, I was just like, I'm sick of this crap. Let's just rent. I couldn't be bothered anymore. Like, renting feels much easier than this stress. So I just let it go. I'm like, I don't care anymore. I really don't care. And I really didn't care. I was like, no, we'll just rent. And I started looking at rentals and go, oh, that's nice. And there were some really nice houses that we're currently going for rent that we could have moved into, at least temporarily, until we, cleared all the crap from the ex-husband. But what ended up happening is the instant I let that go, we were approved. So what it taught me was that while I was hanging on for this outcome, I was actually creating resistance to having what we want, because I was hanging on so tight. And if you find, I wonder if I put it in this website, on the Find My Sparkle website, there's a post about the monkey and the banana, where this dude puts this banana in a cage, and the bars are wide enough that the monkeys are able to put their hand in, but they're not able to pull their hand out if they're holding the banana. And what actually happened in this experiment that he did, it wasn't even an experiment. I think he was just trying to catch these monkeys. But what happened was, the monkey would put their hand in and grab the banana, and then he'd go over to the cage, and instead of letting go of the banana and running off, they were actually hanging on to that banana, and they were literally trapping themselves, because if they could have let go of the banana and got their hand out and run off. But no, they decided that these monkeys were just like, no, I'm hanging on to this banana. And then they're trying to get their hand out, and the guy was able to catch them. So if you're holding onto your banana too tight, I think now, right this second, is the time to let the banana go and start going into that gratitude space, and just pretend you already have it. Just pretend feel grateful for that. Really feel how it feels to have that resolved. And you're going to notice some, you might not notice something straight away, but you will over time. If you can do this as a daily practice, I even suggest putting reminders in your phone. I don't know what you want to call it, but make it flash up every hour on the hour or every couple of hours, whatever you want or need, and just get into that feeling of gratitude. If you can do that, life will be good. It'll be even better than it already is. So until next time, because I'm nearly home, I will talk to you later. Bye.